Hello, hello. On this February 2025, it is literally snowing outside. This is my racing quad, specifically built for racing. This is using Evan Turner's frame. This is using Team Motors 2100 kV motors and the racing props as well. I will include the specs in the video of the flight stack. It is using a race. It is made by Rusky FPV, if I can see that there. All right, so the oddity is having this Vista here mounted on top. So what I am going to do is I am going to place this and replace the Vista with this new O4 Air Unit. So we will do an unboxing of this. Here we go. Very small and compact, just what we're looking for. Okay, here it is. Very small camera. All right, we are at the point of this build where we are ready to do the last step, and that is to install a top plate. I wish to bring your attention to this exact top plate. This frame here is a Switchback Pro. It came with this top plate. However, this top plate is not wide enough to install the O4 Lite. Therefore, some sticky tape was used, a wire tie, but I wasn't happy with that, so we put that aside. So what I need is a wider plate in order to install that. Now, this, as I said earlier, is a Switchback Pro, and I went ahead and ordered a plate for the Switchback Zero. They are nearly identical. They have the two top standoff screws are exact. However, in the back, they are not exact. As you can see right here, the holes are a little off for the rear standoffs. However, that was easily fixed. All we had to do was drill some new ones, and here they are. In the process of doing this, I wish to pass on a lesson to learn, and that is to be careful of the camera cable. I am used to dealing with electronics and small devices and phones and all, but somewhere along the way, the camera cable got a little brushed or something. Don't know why or how that happened, but what the result was that there was a black screen, and it said IMU needs to be recalibrated. So I used another cable from another O4 Air Unit. As you can see here, this cable is damaged, as I'm pointing to the frayed wires. So I used another cable from another O4 Air Unit and replaced it. It's a bit long, but I will take care of that shortly. Now, while doing this, I ensured that, if you can see up here, here is the actual camera itself, and I went ahead and put some glue on the insides of the edges right there, so it's kind of hard to see right now because I was installed, but to ensure that the daughter board and the other board does not come off, does not come loose. So it's a very clear glue, and it works just fine. It's Gorilla Glue. I'm not saying that's the glue to use, however, it's just what I have, and I plugged it in, and it displays just fine. All right, so here is the antenna right here. Here is the O4 Air Unit installed. As you can see, it is installed on its rubbers to the side here, so it has some form of anti-vibration, just like you would do for any of a regular BTX or your flight controller. And these small screws going into the rubber grommets here, and over here you can see the M2 screws going through the slits that were already in this plate. Like I say, this plate is from a Switchback 0 because the Switchback Pro doesn't have wide plates. Okay, we have come to the point of this build that we are more or less completed with a few touch-ups required. We'll put some glue on these nuts here to keep them from coming loose. Perhaps some tape to ensure that there's nothing going to get caught on there. This is a bottom mount quad, so the battery will be placed here. As you can see now, the entire stack is all underneath here. I put a little riser here to extend the standoffs. So you've got your ESC, your flight controller, and then right mounted underneath here is your O4 Lite Air Unit. I have never been able to facilitate the installation of such a small, tiny VTX except on analog quads. This is, however, digital, and therefore it is all the more impressive that all this can fit in such a small, tiny package here. And just a matter of upgrading, which we did, and we are going to. So in order to fly our quads in the full manual mode, such as these aircraft here, already in that mode, we need to be able to have the flexibility of this throttle control. So by utilizing and just pulling this piece of rubber aside, you can get to these screws right up here, F1 and F2, using a proper size screwdriver with the proper Torx head. This is a number 1.5 millimeter, and by adjusting these two screws accordingly, we can have this throttle down here, and that's where we want it to be. We want to be able to control it, not just be automatically up here and it just take off. So that we are ready to bind our controller to the quad. So we turn on the quad, and then we press the bind button. Until the green light flashes red. We then hold our goggles till they beep, and then hold. There you are, instantly binds. And then we look into the goggles here, and we see if we get a picture. And we see good strength on the RC link as well. I don't know if you can actually see what's inside here, but so now our goggles and our remote control DJI controller is now bound to this air unit, and now the light is green. Very simple.